Charlie Bales, the fire chief of the small town of Nelson, immediately stands out among the residents. His charisma, wit and kindness make him popular, but his appearance, especially his nose, has always been a source of his insecurity. Charlie not only puts up with it, but also masterfully uses humor to deal with uncomfortable situations. Despite his outward confidence, on the inside he worries about his appearance, afraid of being rejected. One summer, Roxanne Kowalski, an astronomy graduate student who plans to investigate a passing comet, comes to town. She is beautifully intelligent and charming, and her appearance immediately catches the attention of many, including Charlie. Their first encounter occurs when Roxanne, checking into a rented house, accidentally locks herself on the roof. Calling for help, she attracts the attention of Charlie, who quickly responds and helps her down. This scene demonstrates his professionalism and courage, and establishes a friendly rapport between the two. Roxanne thanks Charlie, admiring his ability to find a way out of difficult situations. Although Charlie is fascinated by Roxanne, he immediately decides that he cannot count on her reciprocity because of his looks. However, this does not prevent him from spending time with her and enjoying their conversations. Roxanne turns out to be inquisitive and friendly. She is interested in stars and philosophy, which makes her even more attractive to Charlie. In one of their conversations, she shares her dreams of stargazing. Her eyes light up with enthusiasm, and Charlie, though trying to hide his feelings, is clearly intrigued by her. At the same time, Chris, a young and attractive man but reserved and insecure, comes to work at the firehouse. Chris notices Roxanne and immediately falls in love with her, but his shyness prevents him from approaching her. After learning that Charlie knows Roxanne, Chris asks him to help him connect. Charlie, hiding his own feelings, agrees. He begins writing letters on Chris's behalf, putting his thoughts, feelings, and humor into them. These letters become a key element that wins Roxanne's heart. She marvels at how subtle and beautifully expressed her thoughts are and believes that Chris has incredible depth. While the letters continue to amaze Roxanne, in real life Chris remains stilted and clumsy. To help him, Charlie even sets up a scene where he prompts Chris with lines to speak to Roxanne. In one such scene, Chris, following Charlie's directions, talks about the stars and their meaning, which enthralls Roxanne. However, Roxanne begins to notice a discrepancy between the words on paper and Chris's behavior. She tries to understand why a man who writes so beautifully cannot be as confident and inspiring in life. While Roxanne enjoys her time with Chris, Charlie watches their feelings develop. On the one hand, he is glad he helped Chris, but on the other hand, his own feelings for Roxanne are growing stronger. He realizes that he reveals himself in the letters, but it remains a mystery. In one scene, he is alone with Roxanne and their conversation grows deeper. She shares her thoughts on the stars, and Charlie shares his love of books and art. Their rapport grows, but Charlie is afraid of upsetting the delicate balance. The situation escalates when Roxanne discovers that Charlie, not Chris, wrote the letters. This happens by accident when one of the letters is in her possession at the wrong moment and the handwriting matches the notes she saw on Charlie. Roxanne is shocked and feels cheated. She goes to Charlie to sort things out. Their conversation is tense. She accuses him of using her feelings for his own ends. Charlie, feeling guilty, explains that he acted out of the best of intentions, wanting to help Chris and at the same time afraid to admit his own feelings. This conversation becomes a turning point. Charlie reveals to Roxanne his inner feelings, tells her how hard it is for him to live with such a nose and how he has learned to use humor as a shield. His candor touches Roxanne. She realizes that the real letter writer and the person who really understands her is Charlie. Her disappointment is replaced by admiration. She realizes that she was attracted not by his outward features, but by the sincerity and depth of feeling conveyed through the letters. Roxanne takes a step toward Charlie. She admits that she was looking for more than just outward attractiveness, and she found it in Charlie. Their conversation is full of warmth and hope. They begin to build a relationship on an honest and open basis, and it becomes the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Charlie finally realizes that looks aren't the most important thing, and that true love is based on understanding and trust. Charlie and Roxanne begin to get to know each other more deeply. Their conversations are filled with warmth and laughter. Roxanne talks about how as a child she loved to look at the stars with her father and shares her scientific discoveries. Charlie in turn talks about how he dreamed of becoming a firefighter from an early age to help people, and how he learned to overcome challenges because of his looks. They share their fears and hopes, opening their souls to each other. Meanwhile, Chris, realizing his mistakes and realizing that Roxanne's feelings are not his own, decides to talk to Charlie. He apologizes for dragging him into this deception and admits that Charlie deserves to be happy. Their conversation ends on a friendly note, and Chris decides to leave town to find his place in life. The town watches Charlie and Roxanne's relationship develop. The residents are happy for them, seeing their fire chief, whom they have long respected, finally find happiness, throw a party in town where Charlie and Roxanne dance together, forgetting all the difficulties and enjoying the moment. People applaud them, supporting their love. Charlie and Roxanne realize that the most important thing in a relationship is sincerity, trust, and mutual understanding. Their story becomes an inspiration to all those who doubt themselves, showing that appearance is just a shell, and the real beauty lies in a person's soul. This lesson stays with them forever, filling their lives with happiness and harmony.